No matter how much you achieve, how hard you work, or how many people admire you, there's often a quiet voice inside that refuses to be silenced. A voice that whispers, "You're not enough. You might be doing everything right. You keep growing. You keep improving. You keep showing up." From the outside, your life may look strong, successful, even inspiring. But inside, something feels missing. You smile through it. You tell yourself it's just a phase, that once you reach the next level, the feeling will disappear. So you push harder. You set higher goals. You try to become more, better, stronger, worthy. Yet even in your best moments, that voice finds you. It follows you into your work, your relationships, your dreams. And instead of feeling proud, you feel pressure. Instead of peace, you feel the fear of not being enough. This is where the trap begins. Because the more you chase your worth, the more it seems to slip through your hands. The truth is painful, but freeing. Worth is not something you earn through effort, success, or approval. It's something you were born with, and slowly forgot. This is the trap of worthlessness. A silent inner prison that convinces you to spend your life proving your right to exist. And in this episode, we're not here to tell you how to become more. We're here to help you remember who you already are. The feeling of worthlessness doesn't appear suddenly. It isn't something wrong with you, it's something that was slowly taught to you. For many people, this trap begins early in life. Not through cruelty, but through quiet moments where love felt conditional. When being accepted meant being quiet, successful, or perfect. Without realizing it, you learned that love had rules. Each time affection faded after a mistake, a message settled inside you. I am lovable only when I do something right. So you adapted. You became careful, strong, and useful. You hid the parts of yourself that felt inconvenient: sadness, fear, need. Over time, you stopped asking, "Who am I?" and started asking, "Who do I need to be loved?" That's when the trap tightens. Because when love is earned, worth becomes fragile. It rises with praise and collapses with criticism. You begin to confuse doing with being, achievement with identity. And even when you succeed, the emptiness remains. Because the real you was never truly seen. The truth is, you didn't lose your worth. You simply learned to forget it. And the moment you understand that, the trap begins to loosen its grip. The trap of worthlessness doesn't announce itself loudly. It hides in small, everyday moments, so familiar you barely notice them. It appears in the way you shrink yourself. You apologize too quickly. You hesitate before speaking, afraid of taking up too much space. When someone compliments you, you dismiss it. When you succeed, you move on too fast. Because feeling proud feels uncomfortable, almost unsafe. The trap also speaks through comparison. Not curiosity, but pressure. You measure yourself against others and quietly feel less. It shows up in relationships. You overgive, overexplain, overcompromise. Not because you are too kind, but because deep down, you fear love must be earned. Even when people care about you, a part of you waits for the moment they'll leave. And sometimes, the trap turns inward. You become your own harshest critic. You push yourself without rest. Withhold kindness from yourself. As if peace is something you haven't yet deserved. These signs don't mean you are weak. They mean you learned to survive. In a world where your worth didn't always feel safe. And noticing them isn't failure. It's the beginning of freedom. When the belief, "I am not enough," lives inside you, it quietly begins shaping your life. It influences the choices you make, the chances you avoid, the dreams you delay, the standards you lower for yourself. You may choose work that keeps you small, relationships that give you less than you need, and places where you feel tolerated, not truly valued. Not because that's all you want, but because deep down, you believe it's all you deserve. This belief turns success into pressure. Instead of pride, there is fear. Instead of fulfillment, there is the need to constantly prove yourself. In relationships, the trap hurts even more. You give more, stay quieter, and accept less, just to avoid being left. Slowly, without noticing, you begin abandoning yourself. You shrink your voice, soften your needs, and dim your light, hoping that being smaller will make you easier to love. And the deepest cost of all, you start living from fear, instead of from your truth. Breaking free from the trap of worthlessness doesn't mean becoming someone new. It means remembering who you were before you learned to doubt yourself. Healing begins with awareness. Noticing the voice that says, "I'm not enough," without fighting it or judging it. Because awareness is the light that loosens the chains. The next step is compassion. Speaking to yourself with the kindness you once needed. Seeing yourself not as a problem to fix, but as a human being who has been hurting. Your worth is not measured by achievement, productivity, or the approval of others. Your worth exists simply because you exist. Healing also means boundaries. Learning to say no without guilt. Learning to receive without overgiving. Choosing distance from people and situations that reopen old wounds. And finally, healing means allowing yourself to be imperfect. Letting yourself rest. Letting yourself feel. Letting yourself be real. Some days, the old voice may return. But each time you respond with compassion instead of punishment, the trap grows weaker. And slowly, you remember the truth. You were never broken. You were always enough. Take a deep breath for a moment. If this episode stirred something inside you, if it touched a quiet place you rarely talk about, know this: you're not weak, and you're not alone. The feeling of worthlessness was never the truth about you. It was a story you learned to survive. A belief formed in moments when love felt uncertain. When you thought you had to earn your right to exist. But you don't. Your worth is not something you prove. It's not found in perfection, productivity, or approval. It's something that has always lived inside you, waiting to be remembered. Healing doesn't mean the voice will never return. It means that when it does, you no longer obey it. You listen. And then you choose compassion instead. So be gentle with yourself after this episode. Let the awareness settle. Let the old belief loosen its grip. And remember, you are not behind. You are not broken. You are becoming aware. Sometimes the most powerful prisons have no walls. They're not built with force, not with threats, but through subtle mental manipulation. In the next episode, we'll dive into one of the most dangerous hidden traps of the mind: the manipulation trap. A place where others gain control over your emotions, your decisions, and even the direction of your life, without you realizing it. If you want to understand how manipulation works, and more importantly, how to break free from it, don't miss the next episode. If this message resonated with you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, so we can continue this journey of awareness and healing together. Until then, take care of your heart. You are enough. You always have been.